the third episode of the Elite Managers Gameworlds podcast. I am Greg, Real Madrid, Cape Town, Al Nassr, and Cardiff manager, and I'm with Nhery, Barcelona, Raja Casablanca, and Kano Pillars manager. I totally forgot who we managed then. Abajide, the Lazio manager, will be joining in about 10 minutes roughly. Obviously, we're here today to talk about the game world. Um, Obviously, not that much has happened. There's been a couple of things since the last time we did a call 3 weeks ago now. You know, there's I think two managers have left us, and they were obviously Nishant, who was here for the second time for about 6 months. He was at Mönchengladbach, only got 21 or 18 messages, I think, for May. And then obviously Okachukwu, who was a long time Leo manager, he left Elite Managers after failing to get to 25 for the month. And yeah, those were the two key departures. We gained Fizz as well from Copenhagen, but he's still at Liverpool. Um, we gained, and then obviously because of that, we gained Abdul Basif, who's in Vert, WQT, and Top of Klops. He is the new Olympiacos manager, and then Diouf, I think his actual name is, but he's got like a symbol as his name. He is the new um, oh god, Young Boys Burn manager. He's in EMG Africa and Top of Klops and Brighton WQT. And Cal, the Asante Kotoko manager from EMG Africa, he took Copenhagen after Fizz stood down from admin duties to obviously give it to a new manager. All three of them have done pretty well since they've joined. They're quite active and look like they could be long-term guys. Obviously, Harry Banty moved to Gladbach and back to main world after 3 weeks in Division 4, and then obviously Ben, who had been here for the second time on two spells, eventually got to main world. He was obviously, I think, one of the original second batch of managers we had. He moved up to take Lille. Yep. What do you think? What do you think about the new hirings for the EMG game world now?
About the what?
The new managers. So the managers that moved to main world, and then obviously the three new managers to Division 4.
I think they are doing okay. The manager that have moved to the game world. So men, that's Harry Banksy and then this guy. So I think they are okay. Basically, there's not been much activity the last few weeks game wise. So it's just been
Hello guys.
Baba DJ joined us. We were just talking about the new managers to the main world, and obviously we all know how it is. He's been here a while. He's one of those guys who just couldn't get a couple of people that Banty got his chance and took it this month. Both of them are deal. Obviously, oh, sorry. The main up to game 18. Obviously, Ricky still leading. 6 points separate eight. And obviously, in Division 2, Villarreal lead ahead of they're 4 points ahead of Dortmund and Betis, who are tied in second and third. And then obviously in Division 3, Lee Beaumont's Spurs, they're on 38, ahead of Chelsea and Juventus. Um, Also, as well, obviously the EMG Africa season ended 2 weeks ago now, wasn't it?
So I think 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, the Africa Game World, the first season ended.
Yeah, very tough.
Yeah, and let's obviously Senin won was the first ever winner of Division One with his Mamelodi Sundowns, and obviously the two guys that finished. Obviously, Cal Bailey, who's obviously just moved to Division 4, he won Division 2 with Santi Kotoko, and Hearts of Oak manager Tom Joseph won Division 3, so all three of them will be in the Champions Connect Cup in 4 weeks, along as well as a couple of other managers. And obviously then us two both got promoted to Division 1, and Jabril won the cup. And then obviously in Maynard, the Maynard season started about 2 weeks ago now as well. Might be three actually. Obviously, still early days. Well, it's halfway through the season actually. Um, obviously, it lets me change the page. Roshan's Shabab Al Ali are running away with the Division 1 title, ahead of the usual two, Beersheba and Al Shabab. And then obviously Division 2, Bojan's winning it with Al Ali, and Araf is top of Division 3. Um, Obviously, as well, we've seen some some good teams out of those game worlds, and obviously in the next couple of weeks, we'll some of those teams are going to be entering the Connect Cups, and obviously they'll definitely give the main world and Division 4 teams a good, um, you know, shot, a good game if they play each other. Um, so obviously one thing we're going to discuss as well today is one topic is so obviously there's not much news at the moment because it's sort of the mid-season slog. There hasn't been many people leaving, and there's not been many um, you know big deals other than me signing Kobe Mano for a lot. But one topic I want to discuss is who are the best builders and worst builders in EMG. Um, Nair, who do you think is the best builder?
I would think I think actually the person that popped on my mind right now is Lee Beaumont. Lee Beaumont at Spurs. So he's been doing a great build, and I think now the result is coming in for him. Although I think Dortmund also has a good shout. Like those managers, they are doing good jobs building their team brick by brick, little by little. But for me, the most attractive build out there is Tottenham. Yeah, I will go for Tottenham. Actually,
Yeah, so
that's second one.
yeah,
Atletico,
I'd
obviously.
agree with that. I think
Hmm?
Lee, I'd agree with that. I think Lee is probably one of the best. Has done obviously he took Spurs over nearly 2 years ago now, actually, I think, or 18 months ago. The squad then was quite old, and obviously Lee has a policy where he only signs really players that are under 21. He goes really long build type, uh, and goes and is there for years until pretty much they win. And obviously he
Get
took Sir Evan's team that were pretty decent but were quite old, I think, at the time, and turned them over. He did get a couple of older players, one or two, but majority is an average age of 21. Yeah, 21. So it's all the best. It's all the best youngsters. And he's running away with Division
yeah?
3 and probably in, you know, 2 or 3 seasons time. Most likely he'll
What
be
do you
in
think
Division Two.
of you said?
Um, Another one I want to sort of, um, I think is a pretty decent builder is actually is it's actually going to be
Oh,
Vinny.
clear up.
I like how his Atalanta team. He struggled for years before left and came back, but I like it where he just takes these guys who are not the youngest, but guys who are definitely going to get a rise, gets them, and then they end up getting a rise. He never gets any red arrows. And another good one actually is Panny, um, and just the deals he does, where he's probably one of the few managers in the game world and in SM who isn't afraid to do a deal, and he'll just going when he most 9 times out of 10 when he wants a player, he'll get them, even if it costs him quite a lot. And
Yes.
people are like, whoa. But
Yeah, yeah.
he always seems to get these good players, and it's a shame that Juventus um, constantly can never get promoted out of Division Three because I think if he got to Division Two, he'd be in the playoff spots potentially, or in and around the playoffs. Um, it's his biggest hurdle is getting out of Division Three by the looks of it, and obviously this year could be the year.
I think it's changing the team so much. So I think those players is just getting over and over. It's costing him the promotion because there's not enough time to get used to this group of players and finish season with them and make them good together. You understand?
Mm,
So I think
yeah,
he just players on and on. So before he gets back into the tactic, tactical part of the system, it will take a time, and I think that was affecting him. To be honest,
yeah. So also as well, at the other end of the scale, who do we think is the worst builders in, in the game world? And there's a particular person who does come to my mind regarding his building. Um, but do you want to name who you think the worst builder is, or one of the worst builders?
what was Buda? I don't know. Let's see. I know obviously you are going to mention Bami.
I was
I
gonna
know you are.
mention Bammy.
I know you are going to mention. I think the worst manager in transfer and building teams is actually Sonny at PSG
That's a good one actually.
because
Yeah.
technically, yeah, he inherited a very good team, very good squad actually. But since then, he has not been doing any this. He rarely does this. If you look at his attack, the same players from years back. Now he has Lewandowski, which he won from the transfer lottery when the other manager was forced to set Lewandowski, and then he has these players that are going down very soon, and he has not done anything. He has a lot of gem back in the days at PSG, and he did not cash in on them. He will insisted on them, and I think now in one or two seasons you see, except from Mbappe and maybe Xavi Simons, there is not much prospect in that team anymore. So I think he's the worst manager, I would say, because he just stand there with it. Other managers are building. I've been telling you, some are going for players, some are going for ratings, some are going for youths, but
Mm,
he's not doing anything. He's not doing anything now with transfer. He's not switching it up. He's not doing anything. He's just there year after year, just flocking his players like a shepherd up and down. So for
yeah.
me, I would say so.
Um, Definitely. I mean, PSG have been. I think we've been saying for the last 18 months, PSG are eventually going to have a massive amount of drops, and it is. I think I've been here nearly 3 years, and I think I've only ever seen Sani do 2 deals with other managers. Like he just doesn't. He inherited that PSG team that got to the Champions League final in 2020, and did nothing with them. I think he got Thomas Muller for somebody a couple of years ago. It was like some oldie for Muller.
Yeah, I the thing was with Jibril at Wolves.
Yeah,
So I
that's
think
it.
it was just that was a very rubbish statistic. Actually,
Yeah, so it was.
that was
It's just 6 months ago. He gave away Di Maria for Thomas Muller and £1 million, and it's like you don't need a 34-year-old. But obviously the obvious one, Bammy. He, I will give Bammy credit. He does have a couple of youngsters, and Napoli. He is a typical rating insert word, um, but he
see
he will get
one
some
thing about
youngsters,
Bambi.
but
Have you played with him in other game worlds?
I've known Bammy since before I was in Elite. I've known him for like nearly 5 years. I know he does invest in younger players, but his main ability.
He's that's I think his philosophy is of buying those players, and the thing is he get those players cheap.
Yeah,
All those old players, people want to like offload them. And he has, I think there was a time I was talking with him and in another group, and he said these players, these players in EMG is just I think how many game term do we have? Is it not um
we are on. We've done 18 games. We've got eight left.
yeah, 20 tons. So I think his theory is that before a player can get a drop in real life, it takes like 6 months to a year during the reviews, winter review and summer review. So his philosophy is if he gets a player that's obviously going to drop, at least he will get like two full season in EMG out of the player before the player gets a drop. And the drop won't be drastic. So I think that's why he's been going for those players because okay, for results wise they are helping him and then negotiation get them easily. So I think that's what he's doing. But on the other side, I think he's been adjusting lately. As you can see, he's been going out scouting some young players, bringing them in little by little. So I think he's trying to keep balance, but at the same time, it's all about the rating.
Yeah. The obviously the infamous Bammy team in EMG is his Maccabi Tel Aviv team in Nhery, which is like an average age of 33, which is the one that we all laugh about. But yeah, no, Napoli and Dolphins actually as well. Obviously they are. Um, I think he'll be fine. He'll, as he says, he always does it. At least he does deals. I mean, Sani's gonna like get to a stage where he's gonna be in such a mess that he's either gonna run or just try and demand to move clubs. Um, because I can't see him rectifying all all that mess. The final one I'm actually going to say as well is, and I know he'll listen to this, and he'll probably say that he'll probably say something, and that is Mr. Triple J and his Betis team. Now he does have Yamal, and he did basically inherit um, basically
Very good.
Sidger's team. Yeah, but if you look at his best players, he's got a 28-year-old, a 36-year-old, a 35-year-old, another 29-year-old, a 35-year-old, and they're all his players who are 91 and above. And then obviously he's got a bit of a reputation in other game worlds, mainly VMA, for buying older players. He does obviously invest in youngsters, but if you look at his squad overall with Betis, it's not so good or not great. Um, he's got Sebastian Coates, who I, as someone who's watched Liverpool for 20 years, I forgot still played. And he's got Jesus Navas, who's retiring in December. Um, but he's got Yamal, so that's the one thing.
I mean, you can always cash in on your mouth. You can always cash in on your mouth. I think he has some very good young players in his team, actually. But what you are looking at is those players he has, they are long time players. So
Mm,
he has players that will rise gradually, but they won't be fit to go into the first team anytime soon. So I think that's the thing. So he has a very good attacking um, prospects. He has Minte, Jakub Minte. I think he went over cap for signing that guy. He has Lamal.
yeah,
He
I
has Shed.
I used to have Jakub. I used to have Jakub Minte, and I sold him.
Yeah, they'll be very good in like 1 or 2 years to come. So I think
Mm,
that's why he's still holding on to all these old players. We sell Ashabi and Co. Because if you look at what he's trying to do, like he's trying to slowly replace those guys, and no, he, some managers when trying to rebuild, they don't care about the results. Do you get?
yeah,
But he actually does. So he's trying to keep the team steady and then not affect the result because obviously he would not want to drop to Division 3 back and get through. So because he's been dishing out a lot of jobs and he won't want to be on the end of it. But looking at this team, I think he's actually set for years to come. Actually, it should be very easy for that team to move forward once those young players start gaining rating.
yeah, definitely. Um, Obviously, um, I think Betis will get promoted this year. Sorry if I've just jinxed you, Jamal, but and I think it will be interested to see how that team, with it being sort of a transition from the main team to sort of like the cup team, is with rating wise. But yeah, I think it is a good point raised there. But obviously, he has a bit similar to Bammy, but in another level where he has sort of got his hopefully future team as his sort of cup team, and after a while, it's going to sort of flip where the Yamals and all that are just gonna, if they're still at the club, if he doesn't cash in, which he should, are gonna, you know, gonna be the team that lead Betis to success. All right, let's have a look. What else is next? Um, so obviously, um, not SM related, but obviously the main talking point of today is probably going to be the Euros, obviously, which start next Friday, the 14th of June in Germany. Obviously, it is the I'm going to say 12th or 13th European Championships. I might be wrong. It is. Um, let's double check that before I 17th. Sorry, I was 12th. I don't know why. 17th European Championships in history. Obviously, the first one was in 1960, won by the USSR. It'll be Yugoslavia in the final. Obviously, I've asked the main world group for four predictions. Um, some people have given some interesting predictions, mainly because mainly the dark horse one, where a lot of people have picked teams that are sort of not really dark horses. Um, so I've put in the group asking for the winner, the runner-up, the dark horse, and then the underperformer. Now, I've chosen obviously France to win the Euros because look at their team, and then I picked England to be the runners-up because all right, they lost yesterday to Iceland, but it's friendly, and teams do lose friendly games like that, and obviously before the World Cup, England was shit in the Nations League, but had a decent World Cup. I think they'll lose to France in the final. I think Southgate will have another tactical meltdown and something will happen. Um, I've chosen Hungary as a dark horses mainly because actually I watched a video on them on YouTube yesterday and didn't actually realise they've not lost a competitive game for nearly 2 years. And they have Dominic Schobers, I can't never say his name, Szoboszlai, the Liverpool winger. And then obviously I've gone for Italy as the underperformers because, well, they've they didn't qualify for the World Cup and the squad they picked is crap. Um, what are your predictions, Neri?
For the Euro,
Yeah, so winner, runner up, dark horse, underperformer.
um, I think the winner actually I would like Portugal to win it. You know,
Hmm.
but I think even if they don't win it, they'll go for I think the
Yeah.
semi-final exit will be the list for them. And then for the winner, I can't really say. And with that course of this tournament, um, let me see. I'm trying to see some prediction from the guys. People are backing Croatia and others. I don't think Croatia is going to Croatia. Actually, I don't think Croatia will make it. But I
Hmm.
think Italy can also pull off something in this tournament. I mean, they are the reigning champions, so but obviously they don't have the firepower to win it. Even the last one they won, it was a bit of a fluke or something. So I think I'll go for Portugal, France as the winner. I don't both of them. I'm not leaning towards France or Portugal, but I think both of them are going to get to the final at least. And then we have Germany. Germany might be the dark horse actually. Let me take them because they are the host nation and they have not been great for years. They have been having a terrible record at tournaments. So, but this year they might just turn it around. We'll see. Because there are a lot of players in that squad that will be making it for next Euros. So maybe they want to do something special. And they have a very good coach in charge. So on that performer, I'll go for England. I want to. I'll say England. I'll say England because normally England should be the favorites to win this, like top three. But England always does England things. So I think England will be the underperformer of this tournament. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, England actually is a good one because obviously um, their group is not as easy as people think. I mean, Slovenia aren't a bad team. Obviously they got Oblak and Benjamin Sheshko. Not Bojan. Bojan's from there, but he doesn't play for them. Denmark, obviously, England Denmark games are always close, and then obviously the Serbs. They haven't beaten England since I think the '60s, but all their squad plays in top teams in Europe. Um, they're potential dark horse if they can turn up for once. First time to qualify for the Euros in 24 years. Um, but that's not an easy-ish group. I mean, it's harder groups, but it's it's a potential. The games that England may not necessarily win. So obviously, um, the groups overall. So we got Group A, which is Germany, Scotland, Hungary, and Switzerland. Then in Group B, we've got Spain, Croatia, Italy, and Albania. Group C, we have Slovenia, Denmark, Serbia, and England. Group D, we've got Poland, Netherlands, Austria, and France. Group E, we have Belgium, Slovakia, Romania, and Ukraine. And then finally, Group F, we have Turkey, Georgia, Portugal, and the Czech Republic. Obviously, England are listed overall in the overall betting on Odds Checker as the favourites ahead of France and Germany. Portugal and Spain are fourth and fifth, which amazes me why people think they're a dark horse. And then obviously at the bottom end you have Albania, who are the highest odds to win the Euros, with Georgia, Slovenia, Slovakia, and Romania just ahead of them. Obviously, also as well, so obviously, current manager predictions as of now, we have, let's look at them. So we have, um, let's scroll up now to go and see what everyone's predicted. So Jabril has predicted Germany to win, England to come as the runners up, Austria to be the dark horse. Now, Austria have lost one game in 18 months. That's what Jabril told me in the admin chat. And then the Netherlands to be the um, underperformer, which is
Sure,
quite.
the plus
Mm,
that.
I mean, Koeman's not a great coach, and the Dutch seem to be either good or crap. Bojan predicted France to win, Germany to come second, Spain to be the overperformer, and England to be the underperformer. Um, as I've mentioned, I picked France, England, Hungary, and Italy. Jay has picked France to win, England to come second, Portugal to be the overperformer, and Netherlands to be the underperformer. Howell has picked France to win, Spain to come be the runner-up, Portugal to be the overperformer, and Italy to be the underperformer. Youth has predicted France and Germany to be the final, France winning, Serbia to be the dark horses, and then Italy to be the underperformer. And then Femzo has picked France to win the Euros, Germany to come second, Croatia to come third, and then England to be the underperformer. Bami thinks France will beat the Holland in the Euros final, and thinks England will be the overperformer, which is a bit as the dark horse, which is a bit odd, and Spain to be the underperformer. James has picked France to beat England in the final, Portugal to be the dark horse, and Germany to be the underperformer. Dan has picked France as the winner, Germany to be the runner-up, Portugal to be the overperformer as dark horse, and Italy to be the underperformer. Fizz has picked Germany to beat Spain in the final. He's picked Croatia to be the dark horse and England to be the underperformer. Ritty has picked England to beat Germany in the final, Austria to be the overperformer, and the Dutch to be the underperformer. Dale has picked England to beat Portugal in the final, Serbia to almost get to the semis as a dark horse, and Italy to be the underperformer. It's quite a wide variety. I think a lot of people sort of got the word dark horse a bit confused, picking Spain, Portugal, and Bammy picking England as a dark horse. Um, but yeah, I think people seem to think the Netherlands and Italy are going to be the ones who don't have good performances in the tournament. A couple of people picking England as well, but on the whole, Italy and the Netherlands by the looks of it. Um, and France, Germany, England seem to be the teams that everybody thinks are going to win the Euros. Obviously, as well, Copa America does take place in June and July as well. Obviously, because most of us don't tend to follow much South American football outside of Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay, and know absolutely fuck all about Caribbean football, CONCACAF. Um, we won't do predictions for that, but it's probably going to be Argentina, Uruguay, or Brazil that win it by the looks of it. Um, so yeah, let's move on. So obviously, shorter podcast today, just because there's not that much to talk about. But obviously, I did get some guys to. I did ask for some questions that you wanted us to discuss. Now, a lot of them weren't Um, well, most of them weren't very serious. That's all I can say. Let's see if I can access it. So, 15 responses I got. One of them was about the messages, which we've gone over a million times. Um, and, I'm not going to discuss that again. So, Moorshed, I know he said this one because he actually told me, but he asked, "Isn't it cool if there is some physical real prize for the division title winner or something that feel winning managers they won some prize or something? That winner will get out the game real life prize."
That's
I've no idea what can be offered the title winner manager, but I know those play Fantasy Premier League. They get jerseys sometimes. They offer money. Anything creative for outside of the game virtual things no need of real cash investment or real life prizes will be great idea to offer. That will make the managers more serious and competitive. Um, have you ever thought about this, offering the winner manager some prize? Um, I think we've discussed this before in the group, if I remember, and obviously there are certain game rules that are. I know Harry Banty's Nigerian championship
can I
has.
offer something?
Hmm.
I have been in a game world where this thing is a thing. I think with you and Jones. Jones was the one that invited me. That what's the name of this game world actually by Michael Watts. Remember
Yeah, yeah, I'm
a
still in
whole
that
new
one
world.
actually. Yeah, I'm
So
still in that
I
one.
think what the guy does is after every season they send a little trophy replica
Mhm.
to
Yeah,
the winner. So
yeah.
like
So
it represents okay, this is the winner of Division One, this season, Division or Cup or stuff like that. I think he does it for the title, the cup, and then maybe send some jersey. And so I think it's a very cool idea for a game world, especially since this is a custom game world and it's been around for a while. But the thing is, stuff like that will cost, and then this game world is very multinational.
yeah.
So so last season we have Bojan won the Division One title, and is in what country is in?
Um, he's from Slovenia, but I don't think Well, he has a Slovenian number, but I don't think he lives in Slovenia. I might be wrong with that. I think I viewed his Facebook once and it said Austria, but I think he lives now in Slovenia. But I thought it would be Scopa because obviously he's the game world owner. For him to send something from Nigeria to Slovenia, it would cost too
But,
much money.
but thing is, the multi-dimension nationality of the game world will make that difficult to achieve unless it is a digital um, something or cash, and that wouldn't be very logical to make it cash based. Do you understand? So I
Yeah,
think that suggestion is okay, but it's very hard to make it work. Actually, it should be very hard, but it's
yeah.
nice.
I
It's
mean,
nice.
it would be cool to
Maybe
maybe
some
send. It would be cool maybe to send a trophy to somebody, but the reality is it would cost us
yeah.
so much money
Or
to
maybe
send.
a jersey. You like design
I
a
mean,
jersey and then customize it for then send it.
yeah,
I
exactly.
think something like that. For it all depends. Maybe someday.
You never know. I mean, it might be if we ever do a meetup, it might be the same thing, but you never know. Another one, someone asked. Now, I think this might be one of the new guys, and it's just basically, what's your mission? You guys doing podcast, carry on WhatsApp group, invest your time in the game. What are your goals with EMG? I know very little about you guys, like profession, age, etc. Obviously, a lot of that's private, but you know, regarding EMG, um, I mean, to be honest, I think we're quite happy for the time being with the two mini game worlds, and obviously the main game world in Division 4. Um, obviously, I think maybe sometime in maybe sometime in 2025. I know I've discussed this in the admin chat. We might do another side world, try and do another part of the globe. Um, Most likely be the Americas, but that's going to be probably 12 months away, just because obviously it costs money to set a game world up, and it's time to do all the um, setting up WhatsApp chats, setting up, hiring managers for jobs, and then obviously trying to promote as well. And obviously we've got 6 admins plus Scoper at the moment. We would probably need a seventh admin for that, but obviously that's not going to be something now for 12 months away. But I think we're pretty happy with MENA, Africa, and main game world. I mean, there's maybe some things with MENA I probably would have done again if I reset it up, like not have it be two last 40, last literally 7 weeks. Um, but I think we're pretty happy with what we've got at the moment. I think the rules we've introduced quite recently into main world seem to be worked, and I think it seemed to settle down a lot now. And obviously we've got rid of a lot of guys who really probably didn't buy into the whole game world, and I've got quite a few guys now who seem to be really into it. But yeah, I think yeah. Do you think what goals would you like to see for EMG overall, Nhery, in the future? The 3 game modes.
Yeah, I want to see what.
What what
Repeat that
what
question.
goals? Yeah, what goals? What are our what do you think would be good ideas for EMG in the future? Basically.
I don't know. I think I think for now we should just stick towards what we are
Hmm.
in, and also the new corner scope you introduced. I think is nice. It keeps the guys busy, gets them active to lower division people, and that's nice. I think for once the spotlight is on the lower division guys,
Yeah.
because they come to the group and post their results, and other managers are like, okay, what's going on? So they discuss it, so the group gets active, the group gets bubbling, and it's because something is going on in the lower divisions, which I think until recently, most of the managers talking in the game world are like division one managers always going out at each other, and so I think, but that idea is very okay. I think so. For now, we just have to stick with that for now.
Yeah.
This together.
Yeah. So obviously, as we're recording, we have got the EMG trophy, which is the basically a spin off of the EFL trophy, or I call it the
Yes,
Johnston
and
Plate trophy.
yes, and I think we should like try to do the multi game World Cup we did last time, the Sarri Bounty Cup.
Yeah. So
And I think it's like maybe, but we discussed about it being merit based the last time, and
yeah.
not
So
just sending out the big teams. So I think it has to like involve the 3 divisions of the main game world. Do you understand? So it has to like be a mixture of okay, the strong team and the not so
yeah.
strong team. So make it
Um. No, I did speak to IMJ a couple of weeks back. We were sort of discussing it, and he said, I think there's some stuff going on at MPL at the moment, which he wants us to get that sorted. And obviously, we've got our Connect Cups coming up in July. So I think the plan for the Sir Harry's Cup, or whatever we're going to call it from now on, is going to be in probably the end of July, start of August. Um, it's going to be a cup tournament, most likely 32
probably.
teams. Um, I imagine regarding elite world teams, I think we're probably going to be sending mainly. We're probably going to try and get teams from all divisions involved, plus maybe one or two Africa and MENA teams.
For more
Um,
division, then I think we get a more coverage and people will only be focused on it. Give people something something else to
yeah,
do compete and
definitely.
because last time was for like few division one guys which was not so like the other division uh, managers they are less interested in what's going on. That's but if
Yeah,
it is if the qualification process is trickle down to from division one to division three and I think it will step up competition and among the divisions to step up competitions and the drive, to okay to do more so that they want to be in that connect cup.
yeah, definitely. Obviously, there's some other other questions. I think I think Fizz has asked them because they're very Fizz answers, asking why am I a dick? Why is Triple J a fraud? Why is Nhery a bottler? Why is Babajide always fighting relegation? Why is Saskin and Benfica never good enough to promote Division One? Why does PSG keep competing for Division One title but never winning it aside for the COVID trophy? Why did Moses and Abbey Monaco bought Division Three last season? Why has Jabril never won trophy? Why is Jones underperforming with Atletico? Why is Scopa the worst EMG manager of all time? We're not going to answer any of those. I also do think there's too many forms, which we're not going to answer that as well. And then I think Vinny has answered this. How do admin think the game world is running now? Um, I think we've sort of briefly discussed that just now. Actually, it's it's going. It's fine to be honest. I mean, obviously, I know some people recently have got some stuff which has meant their activities down. But yeah, it's pretty good.
What is it? What is it?
Oh, there's a question. How do admin think the game world is running now? I just basically said it's pretty much fine, to be honest. I think we haven't really had anyone be a pain in the ass
There's
recently.
no, there's not been any drama recently.
No,
The
it's
game was
been,
more active now.
mm,
I think
I mean,
so. That's okay.
mm,
Can you
I
hear me?
mean, I mean, the admin chat recently has just been me spamming it most of the time, which says a lot that we aren't having any issues, and there's nothing really we need to.
I think that's okay than when you just wake up and you see like 300 messages in there, you admit track, and then you know something is going on
Yeah, I
in
mean,
the group.
there's many times I've gone for a
Be
walk,
active.
left my phone. There's many times I've gone for a walk, left my phone at home, and I've seen 80 messages in the admin chat, and I thought, oh shit, here we go again. And then I look at the main world chat, and there's about 400 messages, and I thought, oh, fucking hell. But yeah, um, it's it's nice to have um, the game will just run and not admins not have to argue with someone or have to get SM involved to you know get rid of somebody.
So,
But it's this is how a game world should be. We shouldn't be. We're all adults. We shouldn't be having to babysit people and sack people all the time. Obviously, other than when it's needed, but it's it's nice to have it nice and quiet. Um, so yeah, I think that's it all today. Mr. IMG's actually just messaged. He thinks France are going to win Euros. England are going to be the runners up. Netherlands be the dark horse and Spain be the underperformer. But yeah, I think that's it all today. We'll most likely do another one of these probably end of June, so about 3 weeks time, which will be before I go on holiday. So yeah, there might be a little break after that one as well, just for the summer. But nice speaking to you, mate.
What is it?